South Africa, a nation grappling with its tumultuous past, finds itself at a crossroads once more. The Economic Freedom Fighters, a political party known for its fiery rhetoric, has thrust the issue of racially exclusive settlements into the national discourse. These enclaves, like Orania and Kleinfontein, stand as stark reminders of segregation and inequality. The EFF's stance is clear. These settlements are anathema to the principles of equality and non-racialism enshrined in the post-apartheid constitution. They argue that such enclaves perpetuate divisions, undermining the project of building a just and equitable society. As the EFF's campaign gains momentum, it exposes South Africa's unresolved racial tensions. Orania, nestled amidst the arid plains of the Northern Cape, stands as a potent symbol of Afrikaner self-determination. Founded in 1991 during the twilight years of apartheid, Orania's founders envisioned a bastion of cultural preservation. Kleinfontein, located on the outskirts of Pretoria, shares a similar ethos. Both settlements maintain strict admission policies, requiring adherence to Afrikaner cultural norms. Critics argue that these settlements are relics of apartheid, perpetuating segregation. Residents argue their motives are not driven by racism, but by a desire to preserve their cultural heritage. The EFF's campaign against racially exclusive settlements is not just a political maneuver, it is a moral crusade for social justice. In a nation haunted by its past where the scars of apartheid still run deep, the EFF views these enclaves as festering wounds on the body politic, symbols of enduring inequality. Their message is clear. Racial exclusivity has no place in a democratic South Africa. The EFF has staged high-profile marches, drawing attention to their cause and galvanizing public support. These marches are not just about making noise, they are about making a statement, a bold declaration that the time for change is now. The South African landscape is dotted with reminders of its segregated past. Historical apartheid imagery serves as a stark reminder of the divisions that once tore the nation apart. The EFF's efforts are aimed at ensuring that such divisions do not define the future. They view these enclaves as festering wounds on the body politic, symbols of enduring inequality. These settlements, like Orania, are seen as relics of a bygone era that have no place in modern South Africa. The EFF's campaign is not just about dismantling physical barriers but also about breaking down the psychological walls that keep communities divided. Inequality protest signs and images of divided communities serve as powerful visual reminders of the work that still needs to be done. Their message is clear. Racial exclusivity has no place in a democratic South Africa. The diverse crowds marching and holding "No to Racism" signs are a testament to the broad support for this cause. In a democratic South Africa, the ideals of equality and justice must prevail. The South African flag waving over the Johannesburg cityscape symbolizes the unity and diversity that the nation strives for. The EFF has staged high-profile marches, drawing attention to their cause and galvanizing public support. These marches are not just about making noise, they are about making a statement, a bold declaration that the time for change is now, drawing attention to their cause and galvanizing public support. The cheers of EFF supporters and the media coverage of these protests amplify their message, making it impossible to ignore. Their legal teams challenge the legal basis for these settlements, seeking court orders to dismantle discriminatory practices. The legal battles are as crucial as the protests, aiming to create lasting change through the judicial system, seeking court orders to dismantle discriminatory practices. The sight of judges in courtrooms and legal documents on tables underscores the seriousness of these efforts. The EFF has adeptly utilized the media to amplify their message, mobilizing young people and garnering global support. Press conferences and interviews with EFF leaders are strategically used to keep the issue in the public eye, mobilizing young people and garnering global support. Social media campaigns and images of young people marching in protest highlight the generational shift in attitudes towards racial exclusivity. Their campaign has injected urgency into the national dialogue about race and equality. National debate panels and discussions among diverse groups show that the conversation is far from over. Whether their efforts will succeed remains to be seen, but their impact is undeniable. The contemplative faces of people and the hopeful expressions of protesters capture the essence of this ongoing struggle. But their impact is undeniable. The passionate speeches of EFF leaders and the impactful moments from protests serve as a powerful reminder that the fight for equality is far from over. Kleinfontein, unlike Orania, has faced direct legal challenges to its existence. The Pretoria High Court declared Kleinfontein's residential development illegal, citing zoning violations. This judgment, hailed as a victory for the rule of law, sent shockwaves through the community. The EFF, buoyed by this legal victory, has intensified pressure on the city of Scrutiny to enforce the court order. Kleinfontein's residents argue the ruling is unjust and politically motivated. They vow to challenge the judgment, setting the stage for a protracted legal battle. The outcome has implications beyond Kleinfontein, testing the legal system's ability to address complex issues of land ownership and racial exclusivity. At the heart of the debate over racially exclusive settlements lies a fundamental clash of narratives. Supporters portray them as bastions of cultural preservation, sanctuaries for Afrikaner heritage. They argue their desire to live amongst their own is driven by a yearning to maintain cultural identity. Critics view these settlements as relics of apartheid, perpetuating divisions. They argue cultural preservation cannot justify racial discrimination. This clash reflects South Africa's struggle to come to terms with its past and forge a new national identity. It raises questions about the limits of cultural freedom and the meaning of equality. The issue of racially exclusive settlements has become a political football, with various parties seeking to capitalize on the controversy. The EFF has seized upon this issue as a rallying cry, solidifying its support base. Other political parties have also waded into the fray, recognizing the potential for political gain. Some echo the EFF's condemnation, while others adopt a cautious approach. Analysts suggest the EFF's aggressive stance is driven by a shrewd political calculus. By highlighting racial exclusivity, they aim to expose the perceived failings of the ruling ANC. The ANC finds itself in a delicate balancing act, acknowledging the need to address apartheid's legacy while wary of backlash. The debate over racially exclusive settlements is deeply intertwined with the historical and symbolic significance of these spaces. They stand as reminders of South Africa's troubled past, embodying the legacy of apartheid. These settlements evoke the spectre of apartheid, challenging the notion of a truly unified South Africa. Their existence raises questions about the effectiveness of South Africa's transition to democracy. Despite the end of apartheid, these settlements persist, seemingly immune to change. Their persistence casts a long shadow over South Africa's future. They remind us of the challenges in dismantling structural inequalities and building a just society. The issue of racially exclusive settlements demands a nuanced approach balancing equality, cultural heritage, and the rule of law. This is not a simple matter of right or wrong, but rather a complex interplay of historical context, societal values, and legal frameworks. Addressing this issue requires a deep understanding of the underlying causes and the perspectives of all involved parties. While the EFF's stance has brought the issue to the forefront, a lasting solution requires more than condemnation. It necessitates a comprehensive strategy that includes political will, community engagement, and a commitment to justice. The visibility of the issue is just the first step. The real challenge lies in creating sustainable change. Inclusive dialogue involving all stakeholders is crucial to fostering understanding. This means bringing together community leaders, residents, activists, and policymakers to discuss their concerns and aspirations. Such discussions can pave the way for mutual respect and cooperation, which are essential for any meaningful progress. Open conversations can help bridge the chasm of mistrust and resentment. By listening to each other and acknowledging different viewpoints, communities can begin to heal and build a shared vision for the future. This process is not easy, but it is necessary for reconciliation and unity. Such dialogue should explore ways to preserve cultural heritage without exclusionary practices. Celebrating cultural diversity while promoting inclusivity can strengthen the social fabric and enrich the community as a whole. Finding a balance between honoring traditions and embracing change is key to moving forward. The law has a crucial role in resolving this impasse, as demonstrated by court rulings. Legal frameworks provide the structure within which these issues can be addressed, ensuring that actions are taken within the bounds of justice and fairness. However, the law alone cannot change hearts and minds. However, legal action alone is insufficient. Comprehensive social and economic programs are needed. These programs can address the root causes of inequality and provide opportunities for all members of the community. Economic development, education, and social support are critical components of a holistic approach to resolving these issues. Engaging with residents as fellow citizens is essential to finding a solution that respects their rights while upholding equality. Building trust and fostering a sense of community can lead to collaborative efforts that benefit everyone. By working together, we can create a society that values both diversity and unity, ensuring a brighter future for all. The controversy surrounding racially exclusive settlements lays bare the enduring legacy of apartheid. These settlements, often hidden behind high walls and security gates, are a stark reminder of a painful past that continues to cast a long shadow over the present. and the challenges of forging a united nation. The EFF's campaign compels South Africans to confront uncomfortable truths about their past and present. It forces a reckoning with the promises made during the transition to democracy and the reality that many of those promises remain unfulfilled. The dream of a rainbow nation, envisioned by Nelson Mandela, was a vision of a country where all races could live together in harmony and equality. Mandela's vision was not just a political goal but a moral imperative. A call to build a society based on justice and mutual respect remains elusive. Racial and economic inequalities persist, creating a landscape where opportunity is unevenly distributed. In the townships, poverty and lack of access to quality education and healthcare are daily realities for many, fueling resentment and mistrust. The existence of racially exclusive enclaves where wealth and privilege are concentrated stands in stark contrast to the struggles faced by the majority. These enclaves are not just physical spaces, but symbols of a divided society, serves as a potent symbol of these divisions. However, amidst the challenges, there is hope. The EFF's campaign has ignited a national conversation about race, identity, and belonging. This conversation is not easy, but it is necessary for healing and progress. There is hope. The EFF's campaign has ignited a national conversation about race, identity, and belonging. The path forward requires dialogue, a robust legal framework, and efforts to address socio-economic disparities. The struggle to dismantle apartheid's vestiges and build a united South Africa is a marathon, not a sprint. The path forward requires dialogue, a robust legal framework, and efforts to address socio-economic disparities. The struggle to dismantle apartheid's vestiges and build a united South Africa is a marathon, not a sprint. The dream of a rainbow nation may be deferred, but it is a promise South Africa cannot afford to abandon. The struggle to dismantle apartheid's vestiges and build a united South Africa is a marathon, not a sprint. The dream of a rainbow nation may be deferred, but it is a promise South Africa cannot afford to abandon. The journey towards equality and justice is ongoing, and it requires the commitment of every South African. The dream of a rainbow nation may be deferred, but it is a promise South Africa cannot afford to abandon. The journey towards equality and justice is ongoing, and it requires the commitment of every South African. It is a collective effort that demands resilience, empathy, and a willingness to confront the past while building a better future. The dream of a rainbow nation may be deferred, but it is a promise South Africa cannot afford to abandon. The journey towards equality and justice is ongoing, and it requires the commitment of every South African. It is a collective effort that demands resilience, empathy, and a willingness to confront the past while building a better future. The promise of a united South Africa is not just a dream, it is a responsibility that each generation must uphold.